Rick, we talk a lot about Rick Tocchet and the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
And how he goes on so much about resiliency.
Yes.
And being able to recover when you're not at your best.
Yes.
Right? And being able to recover from adversity. Nick Taylor shot a 75.
75.
On Thursday.
Yep.
A 75. There's no chance he was going to win that tournament.
No.
And, what happens? He goes on to shoot a 67 on the Friday, a course record at Oakdale, 63 on Saturday.
9 under.
And then what we saw yesterday gets into the playoff with Tommy Fleetwood with a 66. So you talk about resiliency and, Canadian grit, if you want to throw it into that category.
Yeah.
That's what Nick was up to.
Well,
over the weekend.
What about the clutch putt on 18, 11-footer to get to the playoff? If he doesn't do that, there's no playoff. And Fleetwood's got no one to blame but himself. On 18, before the playoffs, Donnie, that's a birdie hole. And he goes into the rough, and then he's over here. I mean, he blew it. Well,
he still got into the playoff,
and even there. I mean, there were some elements. There was some rain at times. They went to 18 3 times.
Yeah, but Taylor had to deal with it as well.
Exactly. I bet. But if Fleetwood, all he had to do, that's a birdie hole, number 18. You know what? 2, you're on, 2 putt, it's done. He's got no one to blame but himself. But hold
on a second. He got to a playoff in a pretty important tournament. Yeah. And look, nobody was. I don't think anybody in that. Maybe Justin Rose, a couple of Brits in the crowd. Yeah. Nobody was cheering for Fleetwood. He never. You know what surprised me, because he's always close.
Yeah.
I was just surprised he's never won a tournament.
In the neighborhood.
I had to be reminded of that on the weekend. But still, it was impressive. He got to a playoff there in a PGA event. That's impressive.
He's like me. He's always in the neighborhood. But here's what I want to say about yesterday and the putt. Okay, Donnie. But here, we can
show it again.
We can show it again. This is the 4th Canadian to win on the PGA Tour this year. Okay, Hughes, Svensson from Surrey, Connors. Look, Canadian golf is on the rise, and the guy that was there watching yesterday, Mike Weir, he's responsible for this, in my eyes, when he won the Masters. And Canadian golf, since he won, and I want to be the next Mike Weir. That's how it works. Mike Weir led these guys.
There he is there.
Yeah, there he is. And he was watching. And it was so great to watch him and Connors and Hadwin. And every hole they were there in overtime playoff. And I can't say enough about these guys. And to watch Canadian golf where it is today, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, and we saw them around the green as Nick made his putt. Yeah. Okay, the other moment from yesterday, after Nick Taylor had nailed down his victory, Adam Hadwin, and we can show it here, Derek. Adam Hadwin goes onto the green to celebrate with his good friend from Abbotsford, Nick Taylor, and gets taken down hard right there by a security guard. I don't know if slow-mo did. There you go. That's not slow-mo.
Boom.
Like, he got pounded into the turf. Is there any defending that security guard?
He's doing his job. He's just doing his job. He didn't know who that was. He thought it was probably a crazy fan. And he's just doing his job, Donnie. I think he's just doing his job.
I agree. And I think, and I don't know how much, I haven't done the research, which I probably should do once in a while on this show, how much he knows about golf.
Yeah.
But I blame his bosses.
Yeah.
Like, maybe he doesn't know a lot about golf. Hey, just so you know, there could be somebody going out there to celebrate with him who he knows. And it's not the first time we've seen this sort of champagne celebration at a golf tournament. This might happen.
Yeah.
So his bosses have to inform him that, hey, of the various scenarios.
But he can't have pictures of 10 golfers. Okay, I can't tackle this guy. Come on.
No, but you have to be aware that something like this would happen.
Yeah.
It's clearly a champagne bottle. And you know what? Like honestly, like, we had Neil McAvoy in the show last week. Neil, if you're watching this,
Neil,
sign this guy up.
Yeah.
That's an impressive tackle. Guy must have played football.
Is that Cam Wake?
Or rugby.
Is that Cam Wake?
Yeah. Poor Adam. And then, do we have the tweet, by the way, from Jessica Hadwin?
Yeah.
Remember before the show
Adam's
I asked
wife.
to get this?
Yeah.
So they had some fun with it,
yeah.
And I guess Adam had talked to the security guard, and they hugged it out.
Yeah.
And I guess
He probably feels bad.
at
He
the
probably feels
end of the day, Adam, there it is there. Okay, this is from Jessica Hadwin, Adam's wife. Sorry to leave you all hanging. And she's interesting
on Twitter.
to follow on Twitter. Had to get the toddler ready for bed. I'm thrilled to report that Adam Hadwin is still among the land of the living, and in true Canadian form, apologized to the security guard for being tackled.
Yeah.
I'm proud of that. As a Canadian, he apologized to the guy who jeopardized his career. And from what we understand, you saw Adam, I have the thumbs up photo afterwards. He's okay. I mean, that was dangerous,
You know what?
right? I mean,
yeah, he's a heavy-set guy, and he fell on him. I mean, he could have got injured.